Here's another one for you. Girl at Jiu Jitsu. Hey, Billy Bullock's breath. So my dilemma is I'm 18 and it's hot as friggin' hell in here.
Why don't you turn the AC on?
Because what am I supposed I'll hit pause. Hang on. All right, I'm back. Here we go. So my dilemma is I'm 18 and I've just finished my first year of college a few months ago, and I've been hitting the gym. Good for you, as much as possible. Good for you. And I've been going to jiu-jitsu. You're crushing it. For the past couple of months. Anyway, first day going there, I noticed a girl in the beginner's class with me and thought she was hot. And she's doing jiu-jitsu? This is nothing but great stuff so far. So after a couple of weeks, I work up the nerve to talk to her. Good for you. Turns out I went to school with her younger brother, something in common. This is like all rainbows right now. And I was also the youngest in my year, so I think she might be 19 or 20. Jesus Christ, this is just all aces. Why does my computer screen keep shutting down? I don't know. Anyway, after training yesterday, I asked for her Snapchat. Is that the way millennials ask for digits now? I never even said digits. I'd be like, what's your number? Can I call you? You like my Z Cavaricis? Daisy Buchanan's, dude. It's a meat market. Try not to curse in front of her, even though I've already done it 50 times here. I don't know. Anyway, it's a trend, blah, blah, blah. And she gave it to me. And after I asked her for it, I felt like a weight had been lifted because I've never really talked to that many girls, let alone get their Snapchat or whatever. Good for you. Because I'm incredibly reluctant and a bit scared to talk to them. Yeah, pathetic, I know, but I think this girl is girlfriend material.
That's not pathetic.
Not just a fuck one-time bitch.
That was pathetic.
Yeah, he really just made a left turn there.
That statement was pathetic.
He kind of built himself up as the shucks guy.
Yeah, and then he turned it around into...
Now he's a lady killer.
Yeah, what?
I know what it is.
What?
He's afraid of love.
Whatever.
No, gee, see what you just did? You just turned her off. All right, I think I'm solo on this one. So, Billy Boy... What should I do? How should I go about this? How should I text her? Any advice would be appreciated. Love the podcast. Wouldn't mind hearing from the lovely Nia's input, too, if possible. Would love for you... Can you just let a guy be a guy? Nia, that's the equivalent of you guys being like, well, what does he do for a living? How much does he make? What size house could I get when I kick him out?
Oh, is that the equivalent, Bill?
Yes.
Equivalent as
also,
an equal. Nobody talks like that, at least not in my circle.
Oh, sorry. Oh my God. For me, I feel I need a 20-bedroom house. However your friends talk. Would love for you to play a gig in Ireland sometime. Thanks, and go F yourself. Dude, I played a gig. I played 3 last year. I went from Dublin up to Belfast and out to Galway. I had an isosceles triangle of freckled fuckos I performed to out there.
Are you trying to be a badass with this whole not a one-time bitch fuck type of thing? Like, what was that? What was that little statement he threw in there? Because that did really turn me off.
Why do you keep latching onto that? This guy has all kinds of great qualities. He's 18. He's 1 year into college. Okay, he's hitting the gym. He's taking jiu-jitsu. He saw a beautiful woman. He was smitten by her, and he's nervous. Okay, it's locker room talk.
I just don't understand why he has. I just don't understand.
Don't build a wall around
why
him,
he has to be like categorizing girls that he doesn't even know. And so this is like the kind of bitch you just fuck once, and this is girlfriend material. Go fuck yourself. How about you're neither? How about you're not going to get laid and you're an asshole that won't have a girlfriend? How about that? How does that feel?
Meet me outside. How about that?
It's catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about that? Nia, you guys do the same thing.
We're not talking about what you guys do and what everybody else does. I'm talking about this person that wrote in this question. Okay? That's not what this conversation is about.
You're
what everybody else does.
Child.
I want her to feel my passion.
Him.
Okay? No, her.
Oh, her. Oh, okay.
Her. We're not discussing what women do versus what men do. We're talking about this particular person who is like, oh, good for you. You got her Snapchat. Also, like, Snapchat grow a pair and get her number if you're really trying to like come with it. Like, don't be lurking on her Snapchat so you can like jerk off to her like little selfie pics. I'm annoyed with this person. I'm sorry. You know what?
I'm jealous of this person because
you know what, son?
he's 18 and he's working out. He's in the gym.
I don't appreciate that little line that you threw in. So
he's not married. And his wife isn't freaking out.
Some type of way about it. So,
all right, here's my advice,
what was his
sir.
question?
Here's my advice.
What did
something,
he want?
Nia, I swear to God, if you were a pitcher right now, I'm coming out, and before I even get to the mound, I'm taking you out of the game.
I don't even know what that means.
It means you got way too emotional, you lost your control, and you're gonna kill somebody. Hit the showers.
I can tell she's girlfriend material, not just a one-time, a bitch you fuck once.
This guy cannot run in from the bullpen quick enough. You've completely lost your composure. Hit the showers on this one. All right?
How do you know what kind of person she is?
Oh, boy.
Because you've decided? Because you've projected what you want your fantasy to... Because she's not a real person to you, right? She's not a real person. She's just someone you saw doing Jiu Jitsu and it's like, oh my God, this is like my dream girl. Not like those other girls that you just like toss to the side. You don't even know her. You don't even care to know her. You got her Snapchat? Her Snapchat? Really? Grow a pair, ask for the number, or stay the fuck away. Don't be lurking online like some kind of creep. What is this person's name? Oh, he's from Ireland? Colin?
Nia. Don't...
Seamus?
Seamus O'Leary. No Seamus. This guy has no Seamus. Sorry.
Patrick.
Listen.
Yes.
Didn't you guys have like, this guy's husband material?
Yes.
Well, all right then. So why don't you relax?
All right.
Good Lord.
I really got hot there.
You got grumpy.
All right. Fine. Yes.
This is the thing.
There are definitely guys that you're like, this guy you would not want to be in a relationship. This is a guy that you just like bang out a few times and don't ever see again. Yes. That
what do you mean bang out a few times?
No, you're right. You're right. Women do the same thing. It's 100% true.
It took you 20 minutes to get there.
I don't know. It just bugged me. It just bugged me. But I'm being a hypocrite because I've certainly had those feelings towards certain guys. So
exactly. And it's about time women start fucking admitting that instead of acting like the world owes you a round of drinks. Now, here's a man. He's smitten with this girl. He's afraid,
Ow.
So he just your tooth's coming in there, huh?
Yes.
Well, this is what I would say. How should you go about this? You're going to have to do something that's probably difficult at your age. And I hate when older people say this, but you got to figure out a way to be yourself. You just got to walk. You've said enough, Nia. No, I think you've said enough.
I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry I yelled at you.
I think you've said enough here. I think you dumped a whole bunch of other stuff from other days. Was it something I did? I don't know. But this guy did not deserve that. This is an 18-year-old. He just became a man.
Okay. I overreacted a little bit.
He's going to college. He's going to want to defend his family back, fucking east, right? With his jiu-jitsu.
I'm just saying, if you were my son, I'd be like, can you not...
Can you get off it, Nia?
All right, I'm off it.
You're a hypocrite. You're a hypocrite. But what I love about you is you admit what a pig you are, like the rest of us. Jesus Christ. Can you give the kid some advice here?
What was the question? He got her Snapchat and
he's nervous. He actually likes this woman. What does he do? He should just be himself. Just listen. I got to admit, like, I saw you across the room. I had one of those little mini heart attacks. I really like you. I'd like to take you out. Like, you got to go honest there.
Just ask her out.
Yeah, you don't have to just sit there and brood in the corner and try. There's no reason to. What you do is you fake with those ones you're just gonna bang. Someone you actually like, you got to be honest with them, or else it's not going to work. So just
Okay, this little one is getting a little fussy. I'm gonna go.
Okay, cool. I think you both need a nap.
I know. I'm sorry about that.
It's all right. Hey, we all get that.
Whatever his name is.
That's it.
My bad.
Yeah. For all you know, his name is Vinny. All right.
Can I ask you about the Louis stuff recently?
Sure.
What was your reaction to it? He comes
As
back,
far
he
as
does
what?
comedy, and everybody gets pissed off.
Well, I don't think it was everybody. It was
Well,
just,
a lot of people.
yeah, some people got pissed off, and then a lot of people thought, like, you know, he's had enough. Let him up off the mat. I always equate it to, like, you know, I'd watch a buddy of mine get into a fight. I wanted him to win. But after a while, it was like, all right, it's over. You got him. Like, let him up. I mean, they took everything from him. And, like, if he wants to go out and do stand-up, I mean, it's a free country. You don't have to like it. You don't have to go to the shows or anything like that. But I just wish we could get out of this. I wish we could get back to I don't know if that period ever existed, but I wish we could get to a period where you could discuss things and not just
have to pick a
have people
side
start
one way or the
yelling
other.
at you and then try to destroy your career just because you have a difference of opinion. Where if you're on the same page going, hey, you know, this behavior is not correct and should be dealt with, and then you're disagreeing on type of punishment, length of punishment, or anything like that, and then it just becomes like this thing where that we live in a world now where you have to be afraid to say that stuff. It's, you know, to people who are allegedly progressive. It's like, how are you progressive if I have a difference of opinion, and so then you're going to try to destroy me? Is the irony of that? I don't have a problem if somebody disagrees with me. I would never try to go out, you know, and like ruin them to the point that they're out on the street, you know? And then I also have like a you know, there's a lot of shit where it's just like, this sounds like a job for the authorities and people who went to law school, as opposed to me, who's just some
People on Twitter.
Yeah, and me, like, what the fuck do I know about the legal system? I don't know any of this stuff, but like most people, I do have an opinion, and you know, I don't have a problem if somebody disagrees with me. I would never go after them like that, especially if they haven't done anything other than weigh in on a topic. It's bizarre. Like, everybody on the internet, they're just such good people, like, you know, without having to demonstrate it. That's what I love. Like, there'll be like a hashtag. I saw one. It was this things I don't tolerate. And adults were literally weighing in on this. And then they were just saying all of this obvious applause break shit like racism, bigotry, my favorite one, mean people. It's like, what are you, fucking 5 mean people? And that's just like, what did you have to demonstrate that you don't do that? Now, is there video of you being somewhere with a bunch of white people and someone drops the N-word and then you don't tolerate it? Is there any of that evidence? Or did you just fucking just write a bunch of shit and it becomes like this self-serving fucking thing that's allegedly for the better good of society when it really isn't? It's like all those jerk-offs on Instagram acting like they're trying to inspire you and they're just trying to show you all the cool shit they have and their six-pack abs. You know? I'm so fucking sick of people on Instagram telling me how hard they're working. Yo, we out here grinding, out here trying to get this paper. It's just like, yeah, everybody is. Oh, do you have to work hard in life? I didn't realize that. It's just like my favorite one. I love the one too where you bring all your cars out around the private jet. And it's just like, did you drive all those out there yourself and you just Ubered back to your garage? Did that take all day? Or did you have the gardener drive over the Hummer?
I like the LeBron
And then you have
Instagram
to
workouts.
stand there and you cannot be looking at the camera. You got to be looking
Looking
off.
sideways.
Yeah. And you got to have a look on your face. This is like, you know, this is how we do it, man. This is, oh, is that how you do it? I didn't know you could do it like that. I would have done it that way had I known how to do it. How do you do it? Oh, we're working hard. It's like none of this means anything. It's just somebody trying to, it's just like, just be an arrogant ass. Stop acting like you're trying to fucking help me.
The LeBron Instagram
You knew
workout
the old man in me
videos.
was going to come out at some point
I
in
was
this
waiting
fucking
for it.
podcast.
The LeBron Instagram workout videos. Like, I can't imagine Bird and Magic doing that 35 years ago.
Well, in defense of him, though, that didn't exist. They would have. There would have been people who did that shit.
Oh my God.
So anyway, speaking of which, the strike continues in my business. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. This is a very crazy time. I think where everybody who works for a living, in other words, works for other people, you got to support unions, because I feel like we are just going backwards, where we're going to go back to like, hey man, if you want a job, you got to like, it's got to be like slave labor. It really is like the level of greed. I'm even just talking about entertainment. I just straight across the board of these corporate, all of this out there, right? Going after this person said this person tweeted that, and da. All these little brush fires that they're acting, that they're like, it's like Armageddon. And meanwhile, all of these corporations, for the most part, are run by a small group of people at the top who are just lining their pockets. Incredible amount of wealth, which, hey, they're running the corporation. They should be wealthy. But, they're literally eliminating the middle class, which I feel is that was the thing that made this country great, is that you didn't have to own a company and oppress 800 people underneath you so you could get a big house or whatever. You could work for somebody, and they had to pay you a living wage. And with that living wage, you could buy a house, you could pay it off, and you could have a wife and kids. Like, I remember when I was a kid, like the milkman. Guy drove up in a truck, dropped off milk, picked up the empty bottles, and could afford to have, where inflation was and everything, how strong the dollar was, could afford to have a wife and a family, and the wife had the option of working or not. And I don't know. I think that they eliminated that. They went around the unions. I mean, let's be honest, the unions did get greedy themselves and had the owners of the fucking factories or whatever under their thumb, and maybe they pushed too far, and at some point the factory's just like, well, fuck you, we're going to take it somewhere else. And I don't know, this global thing that the only way to turn a profit is if, there's people, it's like everybody's loving these electric cars, all these environmentalists, and it's just like, if you look how they get it, there's like pregnant women in these mines handling whatever the natural resource is without any barrier between them. It's just, why does it always have to be that way? It doesn't. And then they go, well, if we didn't, it'd be fucking $40 a gallon. And it's like, why is that? Why is that? It's because you're not willing to take less of a fucking salary. You're not willing to make less profit. So if you actually have to pay people a wage where they're safe and they can live somewhere halfway decent, you're just going to pass that expense on to the consumer. You're never going to take it out of your pocket. And like, just the level of that fucking greed, and the fact that is never, it's never addressed. I said that last time, like when someone was going like, this guy's writing on a hit show and he's living below the poverty line on the hit show, writing for a hit show, and somebody goes, well, maybe the actor should pay him some money. It's like, that's such a fucking stupid thing to say. That's like I said before, it's like you're working at Home Depot and the guy driving the forklift isn't making enough money. Oh, the guy managing the store. What about the owner of the fucking store? Sorry, kids are downstairs. And I also just like, what fascinates me is the lack of empathy that not just some random person, a person who's in the same boat has towards people like, well, get another job. It's like, you get another fucking job. What do you do for a living? And then what? I'm supposed to not support you if you have a problem? I don't get it. But the level of fucking greed that is going on out there, but I just don't think that it's going to take regular people joining together, because politicians are not, nor have they ever held corporations accountable. If they do, they're just trashed in the media as socialists and communists and all that, and they destroy them before they even get a chance to get a campaign going. Or people pick that person, and then the Democratic Party goes like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're going to get you a fucking career politician that's going to get into the Senate, and there's no fucking rules against insider trading, and they're going to turn their $200,000 a year into $20 million, and it's totally fucking legal, and then they're going to go, I don't know what, go buy a fucking aquifer. All right, I'm off my fucking podium here. Anyway, was very fun to be back east here, especially on this island, man. It's amazing. Like, it's just a great mix of people as far as like, you know, people from around the world and like New York people, Boston people, different sports affiliations. Oh, my favorite thing, I met somebody at a coffee shop from New York, and he goes, I know you don't want to hear this, but I'm a Giants fan. Talking about the football team. That's like a thing, like Giants fans apologizing to Patriots fans. And I'm like, why do they do that? It's like, we lost 2 to you, but then we won 3, lost 2 to you, and then won 3 more. And somewhere in there, lost to the Eagles. You know, like, what are you, like, it's that New York fucking thing where they have to figure out a fucking way. Next time a Giants fan goes, you know, hey, man, sorry, I'm a Giants fan. Like, what am I supposed to... Oh, hey, sorry, I'm a Red Sox fan. Sorry about 04. Sorry, I'm a Giants fan. Well, that's all right. You made it up with the Knicks, the Nets, the Mets, the Jets, the Rangers, the Devils. Whatever your fucking soccer team is. The Yankees choking away a foot. I would never do that. I don't give a fuck. It's just... I think it's because they can't chant 1918 at us anymore. So now they got to be, oh, sorry. I mean, I know this is going to bug you. Remember that game you lost last decade, the decade before? Yeah. I think I was like 38. I'm 55 now. I'm over it. I think that's what I'll say next time. Oh, sorry, I'm a Giants fan. Well, you know, but all your other teams suck. And not to mention, we also have... You're going to make me do this, dude? We have more Super Bowls than the Jets, Giants, and Bills put together. You have 3 professional football teams, and you still have less rings than we do. So, apology accepted. Fucking jerk off. Oh, it's every reason why I don't go into those fucking chat rooms. Anyway, oh, look at me. Running my yap here. 32 minutes in. Let's do the the reads here, huh?
Anyways, I mentioned a couple podcasts ago that my wife had gone rogue when it came to the DVR and all that, and I promised that I would talk to her about it with you guys. Hey, Nene! Your request on the podcast... Your presence is requested. See, this is why I don't do podcast. I hate doing it when I fly. Yeah, you got a mic, you got everything. I got a baby. Here you go. All right, now we're gonna have to have a nice measured conversation. You don't touch my luggage.
You don't have it like comfortable for guests right now.
Well, that's why I never have guests.
Hold on.
All right, she's got to do the whole thing here.
Oh.
Who's this other person? She wasn't booked. What's up, baby? How are you?
Hi. You want to do a podcast?
Come on, let's get into it
Let
here.
me get her situated.
She's fine. She's full. She's changed. Anyways, Nia.
Yes.
You've gone rogue. You've gone rogue. First of all, welcome on the 10th anniversary week.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
That's
10
pretty
years.
incredible.
It is 10 years of running my yap. Had no idea where this was going to go, and now look at me. All these years later.
I remember
sitting in my jeans and T-shirt.
Yeah.
Exactly like I was 10 years ago. I have the exact same level of technology. I don't have a theme song. I haven't done anything.
Although you didn't have a soundboard and stuff before. You just used to like...
Oh, yeah, I used to call on the phone.
Yeah, you used to call on the phone.
Yep.
How did that work? You
called up some service. Yeah, I used to do it when I was on the phone. I would drive around and I'd be getting into arguments with other people in the cars, and I would be at the airport and I'd just make fun of people.
What gave you the idea to do a podcast? I mean, obviously it became a big thing 10 years ago, but was there somebody or something that happened that made you think, like, I need to get in on this?
You know, I feel like I didn't choose podcasting. I feel like podcasting chose me.
Yeah.
No, I was over Bobby Kelly's apartment.
Bobby,
right? I was over there, and he was like, dude, you should do a podcast. So he just set the thing up. Yeah, it was like Bobby Kelly shit. Bobby into technology, and I was like, and maybe in the old crabby guy, even back then, go, dude, I don't want to do that stuff. Just set it up, dude. It's a good way to connect with your fans, bro.
And he was right.
Yes, he was. He was right. He was right on that one.
I remember you doing the podcast.
You know what he was wrong about? You know what Bobby Kelly was wrong about? The mini CDs.
Mini CDs.
Mini CDs, yeah. When there was regular size CDs, he talked me into getting a mini CD
I
recorder.
Remember those.
Yeah, like that was going to take off.
Yeah, no.
And then I had to buy the microphone that was set up like a little T. I followed him for like 2 months. I followed him down over the cliff of buying every piece of technology, and then I just went back to the way I was. So, anyways.
Yes.
So, Nia, what's going on? You know, there's all these great shows out there that we used to watch together.
Well,
Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
Fargo. Meet Me at the Mall.
Good season so far.
Right? All of these great shows.
Yeah.
And you used to watch them with me, and now all of a sudden, not only do you not watch them with me, you kind of erase them or decide, you know, it was some other show, not the shows I just mentioned. There was some other show we started to watch, and you decided that you were over it, and you just stopped recording it.
Okay. Probably because there's a way to watch it on like the Roku or on demand.
Not for me. I can't figure that out.
I have showed you that countless times.
I know.
I can show you again, but I'm not going to keep
Hey, how many times have I told you how to shut the water off when there's a flood in the house? There's certain things that we're good at. Huh? Oh, you didn't like that, did you? No my eye contact? Really? Nia?
What?
What didn't you like about that comment? Oh, this is getting real. This is like fucking some Wendy Williams shit right now. You stop staring at me like you're going to beat the crap out of me.
We're here to talk about the DVR and the TV show stuff.
We were. Are you throwing that other evidence out?
That's what my agent told me.
Is that what you're doing here? I thought that was totally.
For you to like flip the script is not. That's not what I agreed to.
So white people do not flip the script. We have a misdirection. We changed the subject.
I didn't agree to this. I'm here to talk about television. And
you sound like Billy Bob Thornton on that radio show when he said, "Don't bring up my movie career. Just talk about my drum career."
That's right.
What's going on with you?
You
know what? You've changed.
But I'm not.
You've changed.
What do you mean I've changed?
You've changed. Well, first of all, one of the things that hasn't changed is your inability to talk into a microphone.
I'm sorry.
You love it just pointed at the side of your face. I'm just saying. Now that we got the little one here.
Yes. Well, here's the thing, Bill, is that you're running around all day. And so I'm here with her. And so I watch the shows then because it's like there's not really much to do. You know, I'm just kind of breastfeeding all day. There's not a whole heck of a lot to do with her. So I watch it because you're busy. And then at night, when we do get time to watch stuff, you watch it for like 10 minutes and then you fall asleep.
That's because I get up at 7 in the morning to work out.
I understand that, but I don't get a chance to really.
Fair enough. Do you got to erase it? Do you got to erase it? Do you got to make the decisions on like what I get to watch now? Like, well, that's it for you. If you turn on your Roku thing and download the new.
It's so simple. Like my mom does the Roku. Like it's that easy.
So's turning on and off a faucet outside the house.
All right. Well, this has been fun. I'm leaving.
You're not leaving. No one's ever walked off this show.
What if you walked off this show? Who are you, Letterman?
What are you doing right now? You keep belittling me of how
I'm
easy
not
it is
belittling you.
to use Roku.
How is that belittling? I said it's easy. You're the one who doesn't have the
That's
patience
not what you
to
said.
deal with it.
Now. You said.
What did I say?
You said even your mother can do it. You insulted me a little bit. You insulted me a little bit.
Why is my mother something that's... I'm saying she's not the best at technology, but she knows how to use it.
You know what you're saying.
It's easy is what I'm saying.
A lot of comedy in this. And I'm just
You are woefully misjudged how this was going to go. No, I know I went rogue. I know I did, but it's like, you know.
Here we go. 4 minutes in. All right.
I just can't sit around waiting for you to like watch 10. I got tired of watching episodes in 10-minute increments because you fall asleep. And what am I supposed to do? I'm not tired yet. I'm not tired yet. So I want to finish watching the show. I got to turn it off just because you fall asleep, and it takes 6 weeks to get through 2 episodes. That's insane.
I think you're exaggerating a little bit.
I am, but the point is that I'm not going to wait for your ass to watch shows anymore. It's just we're not on the same schedule. So it's not really practical for us to watch TV together like that.
Okay.
So that part of our relationship is over.
Evidently it's over. All right. Well, here's the thing.
Yes.
Stop deciding, being judge, jury, and executioner on the death penalty for the shows that we record. Okay? And, what's weird is, I had all my Celtic games and Bruins games getting recorded.
I did not.
And for some reason, 3 times.
I didn't change
Can I
it.
finish the accusation?
I know.
3 times this season, I had to go back to start. I had season record. I had 3 times I had to go back and do it. And somehow that never seems to happen to your shows, only to my shows. So I can only surmise that the DVR doesn't like me.
I did not
No eye contact.
change. I will look right at you. I didn't change the recording series for your sports stuff.
You've never been in the middle of recording 2 things that you like at the same time and it says, there's not enough space. You need to stop recording on one thing, and you never chose my stuff over your stuff.
No, because it can record up to 5 things simultaneously.
All right, you're recording 5 things, and there's one more.
Have you gone through the DVR list? Have you noted that 98% of it is your stuff?
It's a complete lie. You just pulled
It
that
is
percentage.
not.
You want to bet?
Yes, I do want to bet.
I'll bet
Shake
that
on
right
it.
now.
Yeah.
I'll bet you what? What do you want to bet?
I don't know. What should we bet?
Well, you're the one who brought it up. No, I brought up the bet. Sorry, I'm out of it right now.
I don't know. Let's just make a gentleman's bet, okay?
Well, if I was dealing with a gentleman.
Oh, I'm a gentle woman. How about that? I'm a
You're not.
lady.
You're hostile. You're
I'm
just
a lady.
erasing my stuff. I don't appreciate it.
Bill, you have
That's
Patriots
2000s.
games. You have Patriots games from
Super Bowls!
from 3 years ago.
It's a Super Bowl. We won it.
But do you go back and watch it ever? Why is it sitting there?
Nia, that's one thing.
I know, but it's 4 hours.
It's a Super Bowl.
I know.
We beat the Seahawks.
Okay, but are you going to go back and watch it?
Eventually.
Okay.
But everything else is gone. I all the Fast and Louds, I get rid of those. I've seen all of those. I get rid of all my Bruins and Celtics. I get rid of those.
There's a bunch of games, there's a bunch of sports-related documentaries and stuff that you haven't watched. Because you don't have time to watch a lot of the TV, which is fine, but I'm just saying that's the reason why I have decided to just press forward.
Okay, fair enough. Well, listen.
With the TV watching.
I wish you the best of luck in the future
Wait, are you kicking me off
with your
the
TV
podcast
viewing.
now?
No, with your TV viewing. I enjoyed watching TV with you.
Oh.
And yeah, it's just an end.
So, okay, well then let's figure out a solution. How can we get back on track? How can we get this part of our relationship back on track? This is like therapy.
I don't know.
What can we do in order to get on the same page?
Nah, look, if you're bored out of your mind during the day and you need to watch a good show, yeah, by all means do it. Whatever. I just needed an explanation. I guess that's all right. I'll learn tell you what, I'll learn how to use the Roku, and you learn how to shut off the water the next time one of these old-ass pipes bursts. Why is that such a big deal, Nia?
Why do you keep bringing it up? And you're trying to humiliate me and embarrass me?
This is why I'm bringing it up, because every time you
The
talk,
last time we had something happen
God.
like that, I turned off the water. I did, and I called the plumbers, and they came the very next day. Yes, I did. So I'm tired of you making it seem like I don't know what the hell is going on. Okay, I was here by myself.
You didn't
I was
turn
here
it
with
off.
the baby. Yes, I did.
You turned it off under the sink.
I did.
Under the sink, you turned it off.
Yeah, I did, and that immediately
That's not the
stopped
house.
the crazy ass flooding that was going on that I cleaned up by myself.
I
with
must
the
have
baby.
walked you
I was
out there
here all
20
along.
times. It's a little valve. It's like, it's blue. It's the color of water.
I
You just
already
you just pull
told
it
you
down.
why.
If Roku was that easy, I could do it.
I forgot to do that part, okay?
I know, but that's the most.
And I called the plumber and they told me that it was fine, and it was fine.
I know, because we got lucky. It's not like you made a judgment call going, it's coming from there. I would take it out from the front of the house. You didn't
You don't
do
know
it.
what I was going through. You weren't here.
I saw it in your face.
And
you
all
didn't.
you do whenever stuff like that happens, when you're on the
Stop
road,
yelling.
is give me shit. No, I will not. You just give me shit about it over and over again instead of being like, I understand you were alone, you were panicked, you don't handle the situations. Thank God everything was okay. Thank God you're okay. Thank God the baby's okay.
Well, Jesus
None of
Christ,
that.
a dam
It's
didn't break.
No, it's all
We
about
gonna drown?
everything that I did wrong and how I didn't act the way you would have acted.
You know what
And
I think
don't
we learned here?
appreciate that.
Do you know what I think we learned here?
I don't appreciate it.
Okay,
I don't appreciate it.
You know what I think? You know what
okay?
it is? You guys listening
Is
right
this what
now.
you wanted? You wanted me to flip out?
Are you not entertained? Here's the
You
thing.
keep poking me about it. That was months ago now. Like, let it go.
You have completely lost your composure.
Yeah, because you're pissing me off.
All right. You know what I learned in this conversation?
Nothing, knowing you.
Ooh. A little zinger from Nia. I have learned that I'm a little bit better at handling criticism than you are.
No, you are not.
Listen,
No, you are the most sensitive jackass I've ever met in my entire
but I only
life.
took it. Okay, fair enough. But I only took it to tit for tat. You said Roku.
Oh, and so you're petty, too.
Okay, so I'm petty, but I mean, I'm not the one yelling and flipping out here.
I am a passionate person, and when I am feeling a certain
Oh,
way,
stop with the euphemisms.
I'm letting it go. That's not a euphemism.
Yes,
you
it
don't
is.
even know what a euphemism
Yes, it is. It's a nicer word for being a douche. Instead of saying, hey, listen to me. Instead of saying,
Did you just snap at me?
Yes, I did. Just like, you know who.
Two rights don't make... Wait, no. Two wrongs don't make a right.
All right, you're right.
Rights don't make... Wait, no. Two wrongs don't make a right.
All right, you're right. No, it's like instead of saying shell-shocked, you say post-traumatic stress disorder. Instead of saying innocent people died, you say collateral damage. That's a euphemism.
Oh,
All right?
okay.
So there you go. Instead of saying that you're an angry lunatic, you say you're passionate.
I'm not... You're the angry lunatic. I think we can all agree. Not me. I am not. I am the steady, easy one.
Oh, yeah, really? Yeah.
Yeah,
we've seen
you're
that.
the crazy one.
Do you remember when I had to threaten to, like, if you hit me one more time during an argument, I'm not going to go out with you anymore? When I met you, you were
I was in a very
you were a
different phase of
thrower
my life.
and you were a hitter. Oh my God, you got to run for office. You got an answer for everything.
I was young and I
You were
was
passionate,
immature.
you were
No,
immature.
I was young and immature, and I didn't know how to handle my emotions, and I do now.
Okay. All right. Why don't you just check yourself into rehab? That's the other tap out way. Oh, I punched him in the face. I need to go to rehab.
I never punched you in the face.
Yes,
you
you
need
did.
To stop
You
putting
did it
that out
on
there.
Valentine's Day.
I didn't punch
yes,
you in
did.
the face.
Yes, you did.
Not in the face.
In the face.
yes, in the face.
In the face.
In the face.
You did. You did.
I didn't punch you in the face.
Yeah, no. I took you to that fancy ass sushi restaurant. We were living in New York. I took you down to that thing, and the dude from the phone booth movie was there. Right? Oh, I'm in a phone booth. They won't let me leave.
Colin Farrell.
Right. He's in that fucking thing. That nice low budget movie. The whole movie takes place in a phone booth. We love it. Low budget. Cute Irish guy, right?
Movie was ridiculous.
Well, you wouldn't know that when the way you were looking at him in the sushi restaurant. You just kept looking at the guy, which was fine for the first, 10 minutes. Then after a while, you're just looking at another guy while I'm paying 10 times what sushi should cost.
You
were
are
too
so
dumb.
exaggerating what happened. I wasn't staring at Colin Farrell the entire time.
When are you going to validate my feelings? Nia, I believe there was a song written about everything you've said on this podcast back in the 80s. It went something like this. Lies, 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 yeah. Lies, 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 yeah. The bigger, the better. I believe that was the Thompson twins.
How long had we been dating before that incident?
I don't know, but what ended up happening was I got in the cab and I bonded with the cab driver, and I just said, "Hey, buddy, let me ask you a question." Stuck my big head through that stupid little window. I go, "If you took your woman out on Valentine's Day for sushi, all right, famous guy walks in, how long do you give her to look at the famous guy
So
before,
you've,
after a while?"
Farming out our issues to the public for
then,
that long? Wow, I never thought of it that way.
What do you mean farming it out?
I don't know what I mean.
I was, I had to get some sort of victory out. I was
Airing
trying
our
to make
dirty laundry.
No, I was trying to make you as upset as you made me, and I did it a little too well, because by the end of the night we were back in the apartment, and you came running out of the bedroom because of course I'm sleeping on the couch. Of course I'm sleeping on the couch. I wasn't looking at anybody else, and I paid for the meal. Of course I end up on the couch, and. You said something like that. Something about bitching or something. I said, yeah, well, you're acting like one. And I never called you that word. And all of a sudden I heard just 2 little feet hit the floor.
That was not
and you went,
the word
don't.
in question. That
What
was
was it?
not the word in question, and you know it.
Was it douchebag?
No, it was not. And you were saying, why do you
Were
gotta
you
act
speaking
like
to the microphone?
Why you gotta act like such a you know what? And I lost
No,
my
I didn't.
shit.
No,
Yes,
I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't. This is what I said. What did I say? I would never say, no, because that's calling you one, which I've never done. Never did that.
Yeah, you kind of did in there one time.
No, I didn't.
You know, you like to disguise it behind acting like a. See, this is the thing.
Can
that
I tell
feel
you
like
something,
people
Nia?
do.
Can I
People
tell you-
do,
can I tell you something,
you're
Nia?
Acting like a. I didn't say you were a. You're acting like a.
Fair enough. But here's the thing, Nia. I've been with you for 14 years. You have 2 incidents. Despite your behavior. How many times, you know what? For those 2 incidents, how many times did you hit me? Remember that time you came in, you threw my laundry all over the living room? You friggin' psycho.
Yeah, I remember that.
Bunch of fluffy white socks and underwear, like, oh my God. Another example of your passion. I've showed unbelievable restraint dealing with a woman like you. Oh, yeah.
A woman like me?
Yes. Yes.
Well, congratulations. You got a beautiful baby out of it. Aw. That's right. Oh, we had a good time.
Yeah, we had a nice run.
Was
Now,
it
now,
over?
now it's all about her, and evidently we're just going to be watching separate stuff on TV.
No, we can't be that couple. We have to, still remain a tight.
I have to honestly,
unit.
most times I fall asleep at night because you're watching those women yelling at each other. I hate those shows.
No, I know. I know that, but we could be watching anything and you'll fall asleep because you do. You get up super early. You're really busy throughout the day. It makes sense. So I get why you fall asleep, but I'm just saying, it's hard to watch a TV show with you that way. That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, listen, it was nice talking to you. I'll,
Is that it? Do I have to leave now?
Well, I mean, I got to read some advertising if you want to sit here and listen to that.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. You don't listen to me read out loud.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Why are we doing that?
Because it's your podcast anniversary.
I thought you were mocking the end of our TV relationship.
Podcast anniversary.
What? You just go podcast anniversary. You just.
I know. I don't know why I still can't hold the microphone in my hand.
Well, you know what, Nia? Here's to another 10 years of you not speaking into the mic.
Do you think you're going to be doing the podcast 10 years from now?
Absolutely. I will only be doing the podcast. I won't be acting anymore. I won't be touring. I won't be watching TV.
Not with me, you won't.
I will just be sitting in the room doing that stuff, No, I'll be hanging out with this little
dumpling.
cutie pie. Huh?
Yeah.
What's up, buddy? Huh? I get a smile? Are you in a contemplative moment? All right, that's it. Hey, I have to do my official sign-off here, and I can't do it in front of the kid, even though I dropped the F-bomb a couple of times. All right, Nia, give me your microphone that you don't talk into. And, I don't know, why don't you go watch something and erase it? let's just talk about SNL for a second. I just want to thank everybody over there, Laura Michaels and the entire cast and everybody that works there. I had the most fun. I had so much goddamn fun doing that show. I thought I was going to be an absolute wreck. I'm not going to lie to you. I was a nervous wreck on Sunday afternoon because I had run my monologue a couple of times and it wasn't working because I was putting it together. And that's how it always goes. But I had this big, legendary show that I'm going to go do. And everybody knows the first episode, the first guest host was George Carlin. So I was really trying to downplay the magnitude of the gig. But you can't when it's SNL. So I was kind of in my head. And I was going on stage, and rather than just telling my jokes, I was asking the crowd if here's this idea. What about this one? And I was just eating my balls. And then, of course, I was also doing COVID comedy, so I was standing on sidewalks and on top of roofs, and I was just like, what the fuck? And I went to the taping Saturday night when Chris Rock did it, and it really helped me as far as when I saw it. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this giant show is the whole history of this show is in this little studio. Because it just seems, because when you watch it on TV, it is just the biggest thing ever. When you go there, it's a soundstage. It's just like this little thing. And so in a way that helped me to relax. But then on the other side, like the fucking opening sketch had Jim Carrey and Alec Baldwin, two of the greatest to ever do it. And I'm going like, I can't follow those guys. I can't. And I was like, hold it together, right? And by the way, I had already run my set like 3 times before I went over there for the taping and just ate my balls. So I was trying to play it cool. And I watched the whole show, and I talked to Chris afterwards. He gave me some great advice and everything. And I was thinking in my head, I was like, God, I wish I was him right now because he's done. And it went great. I can't wait for that. And I just started thinking about 1:01 a.m., Sunday morning the following week when the gig would be over, which is the stupidest thing you can do because now you're not going to enjoy it. And that's right where my head went. I started catastrophizing in my head. I had a total fucking panic attack in the hotel room the Sunday, right before I was going to go in on the Monday, the first day. And my wife, being the rock that she is, she talked me down and all of that. And, I put her through some shit on some big gigs like that, freaking out, which really is normal when you're doing something like that. But it's also sucks for the person you're with that they have to sit there. It's like, somebody threatening to kill themselves that isn't going to kill themselves. It gets exhausting after a while. It's like, you're not going to kill yourself. Can you stop putting me through this, right? So I just was like, all right, I don't want to put my wife through this, and I don't want to be in this mindset the whole week because it's going to fly by. And then afterwards, I know I'm going to do well. I know I'm going to have a good time. And then I'm going to look back going, I wish I enjoyed this. So I just took all of my angst and said, there's no reason to be nervous the whole week until 11:30 Saturday night. And then if you want to be a little nervous, manageably nervous, whatever, and then the show's going to start. And just once I get out on stage, I'll be fine. So every day I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh my God, I'm doing SNL. And I'd be like, it's Monday. We just sit down, we hang out, blah, blah, blah. We kick around some ideas, blah, 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 blah. Nobody's going to see it. None of this is going to be taped. You could literally do a face plant, into a pie, and nobody's going to see it. And then I just kept doing that every morning. And I ended up having the best time and being obviously any comedian, a huge fan of the show. One of the greatest parts about the show is not only that you get to do it, is you get to see how they put it together. You get to see how hard everybody works. Because that's the thing, when you host the show, everybody around you is busting their ass, and they're just waltzing you around like the friggin' prom queen. Everybody's writing shit for you. What's your wheelhouse? They're all busting their ass. And then people, are you okay? Is everything okay with you? It's like, yeah, I'm not doing shit. You guys, you guys are all working. And I just, you sit down, you do the table read, you read like a zillion sketches. And I was reading them, and I thought there was going to be like, a lot that weren't going to be good. And I was reading them like, these are all fucking funny. And even the ones that aren't as funny as the other one, you could see how you could punch this up by Saturday and it was going to work. So I started really getting excited. Like, man, these guys, these writers are amazing, right? Then we did the table read. The table read was fun as shit. And I got to see the whole cast and watching them, how they do it. And the whole thing was just, I don't know. It was incredible. And then we started rehearsing them. And you get to go up in the room as they start putting together which ones after the table read, which ones they're going to pick. And then you go into the war room, and we're thinking of doing this here and that there. And what do you think about a pre-tape here? And you get to sit in on all of it. And then there's all this memorabilia and shit. Like I took a picture. There was a flyer in there from the first show that had George Carlin, George Carlin's picture on it. Said something like a new show, Saturday Night Live or something like that. And then Friday we did the pre-tapes, and I had a great time doing that. We rehearsed, and then I went back out, shot some more stuff. That was the only long day. And then Saturday, you just show up. They do like a dress rehearsal, and then they do one in front of the crowd, and then you just do the show. And it just flies by is the only thing I can tell you. And standing backstage when they were doing, after they did the cold open with Jim Carrey and Maya Rudolph, dude, my head's spinning. I forgot the whole Jack White part. The poor guy who was going to do the show was doing what I would be doing if I was a rock star at 27. He was making out with some pretty girl and somebody saw it and took a picture, whatever. Who doesn't do that at 27 or 28? They'll have him on. Just not this show. So then they added Jack White, and then Jack White came in. Like the show wasn't already exciting enough. He comes in, and I got to watch them rehearse. And I got to tell you something, man. As amazing as it is to watch when you guys watched it at home, to be standing right there when they were doing it. Like when I tell you all the hair on my arm was standing up when these guys started playing, and the drummer is it Daru Jones or Daru Jones? I like the week just flew by. His fucking setup. My buddy said it. Look, he was playing drums. Looked like he was going to be falling out a window, and they just came in and just fucking ripped. Just face melting shit. And I was like, holy shit. And I just started thinking, if I crush my monologue and I just do my part in these sketches and then Jack's going to do that twice, this is going to be a fucking killer show. And then when we did the dress rehearsal, there was there was so much shit in there for Eddie Van Halen, by the way. Like I didn't know that they were going to show the clip from when he came on. I think it was in '89 when his then wife Valerie Bertinelli hosted the show. So they had that clip, and we did the dress rehearsal in front of the crowd, and we were about ready to say goodnight. They played that clip, and I didn't know it was coming. And I like the emotion of that was just like, fuck. Like, what are the odds? Like, that I could get to say goodbye to this guy on this stage, man. It was crazy. So, and then the other thing was Jack was telling me that, for the longest time I remember seeing like Jack White is literally a guy who could have gone to Sears Roebuck and bought a fucking guitar and he'll make it sound better than, someone like me on a $10,000 guitar. He just can get that sound. He's just, I can't even describe like his whole vibe. It's like he's like a time traveler. It's like he's from now, but you also feel like you're talking to somebody from the 1930s in like the best way. And he goes on stage and it's like he's like fucking possessed. And I got so much out of watching him, even in the rehearsal, where it reminded me of a story. I remember here, Chris Layton, Stevie Ray Vaughan's drummer, was talking about, where Stevie was talking about some guitar lick, and they were on the tour bus. And when he played it, he still played it like he was in front of 30,000 people. He didn't half-ass it. Like, he had a musical idea, and he just only knew one way to do it. Like, Jack White and his band had that vibe. And I don't know why, but I always grab it. I think just because I've always loved music, I learned so much as a comic watching musicians, if that makes any fucking sense. It was like when I was telling you when I watched that Herbie Hancock thing. He told that story about Miles Davis going, don't play the butter notes or whatever. And I was like, I know what that means comedically. That means go on stage and say what the fuck you want to say. Don't ask the crowd if it's funny. Tell them it's funny. If they don't like it, fuck them. That's what it is. And also, take risks. Get outside your comfort zone. All of that. And I don't know why. Maybe just because I've watched so much stand-up, after a while, you just sort of like get a little numb to it, that I have to see I have to learn stand-up lessons through musicians. It's really weird. So, anyway, I don't even know where the fuck I am. So we go out to go do the show, and I got to tell you, when you're standing back there, like, ready to go on, man, it is just like, I don't even know. There's no way to describe it. It just, you know what I kept doing? I kept standing on that stage whenever I could, because I was looking at it, getting butterflies. And I was like, I need to keep standing up here, talking to cameramen and shit while I'm on this stage. I have to get comfortable here, or this isn't going to work. And I kept doing that. And of course, I'm a big fan of Sean Pelton, the drummer there. I got to meet him. He was such a nice guy. He gave me a drumstick, which is fucking awesome. So, and he was a nice guy, and I talked to him, got to know him a little bit. So when I came out to do the monologue, I looked at him, and he was having a good time, big smile, really helped me out. So thanks to him. And then now I have to give a shout out to Lauren and just everybody over there. And then all of these amazing comedic actors that, what do you call it? I think that's the right word, comedic actors. Beck Bennett, Michael Che, Pete Davidson, of course, Mikey Day, Heidi Gardner. She was fucking hilarious. She wrote these 2 killer sketches that didn't quite make the show. I hope they do them in the future because they were great. Colin Jost, Kate McKinnon. I was watching her, and I'm literally like, all she needs to get, somebody just has to write her, just give her the Oscar part, and she's going to go get it. She was like, I learned so much from her. And Alex Moffat, Kyle Mooney, had a great time with those guys. Beck and Pete and Mikey Day, we got to do the politically correct, Don Pauly, all of that. We had such a good time. Where else? Who else? Ego, Chris Red. They wrote me some great stuff. Keenan Thompson was just amazing, calming force to be around. And he's fucking hilarious. He's just a fucking great dude. Punky Johnson, last time I saw her, we were fucking hanging out at the... and she's amazing. She was like, everybody's favorite down at the Comedy Store, and she also worked at the Comedy Store. So she'd be like behind the bar, getting drinks for the crowd and then going up on stage crushing it. The typical, comic coming up. And I can't tell you how happy everybody was at the Comedy Store when she got SNL. It was like the same thing like when Melissa Villaseñor got it. Bowen Yang, I got to know him. All of them they were so great and so generous in all of the sketches that it basically, once you do the monologue, you can then just sort of hide in their talent, and just deliver your lines. Oh, Jesus. Me trying to fucking read out loud and trying to get the hang of it's the top card because they lift it up and then you can see the bottom card. Don't read that shit until they put it up there because I kept stepping on people's lines. But like I said, I just want to thank everybody over there for get me through it. And Lauren gave me the perfect advice for my monologue. after dress rehearsal. He said, just make sure you take the time to tell people thank you and that you're, because I was kind of just jumping into my set a little too quickly, you know, because I wanted to get to the first joke, get to the first laugh, rookie moves. But I mean, you revert back to your rookie mistakes when you get into something that's as big as that. But my overall takeaway from that show was it's the most exciting, fun gig I've ever done since I got into show business. I still can't believe that I got to do it. I still can't believe it went that well. And I just can't believe how much fun it was, because I was so fucking nervous when, you know, I was initially supposed to do it in April, and then the COVID thing happened. And I'm not going to lie to you, like, I think I was more excited that it got canceled than I was bummed, because I was definitely bummed out. But I was also like, oh, thank God that fucking, you know, the countdown to having to fucking have my shit together to pull that off has been shut off. And, you know, I don't know the whole thing, but the whole thing worked out because of everybody over there at the show. So fooled them again, got away with it. And I also got to thank the Comedy Cellar, Stand Up New York, and New York Comedy Club for all the stage time you guys gave me that week, getting ready to do it. And also for Keith Robinson for heckling me while I was doing my monologue, having no respect for the fact that I had this level of a high-pressure gig, and it just put me in a stupid mood. Like, Keith has, like, this sage thing about him. He probably saw that I was a little tight, or he was just being his usual asshole self. Like, I don't give a fuck that you're doing your monologue, stupid. I don't like your jokes. So it was, yeah, that was a hell of an experience. I'll never forget it. And then after it was over, you know, you're standing on that stage realizing how it goes by so goddamn fast. I know at one point when I was changing, when I saw a picture of me with the SNL thing and the band was playing, I got such that's when it really hit me. I was like, I can't, like, this is real. Like, I'm on this fucking show. It was nuts. And then in the end, you get to say goodnight. I got to say, rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. They got me a Van Halen t-shirt. And, also, Jack White, I forgot. He was, the subtle nods to Eddie was, I didn't even finish the story about Jack, how he used to just play like these little store-bought, he used to make guitars and stuff for himself. Like, I don't even know. But he had the Eddie Van Halen Wolfgang model, which was the name of Eddie's son, and that's Eddie's company. He named the guitar after his son because he's the greatest dad ever, right? Not only the greatest guitarist, great. I mean, if you do that for your kid, you know you're all in, right? So, and Jack was showing me like the whole setup of it and everything. And, you know, no one's going to go on stage and play a Van Halen song because you're not going to do it like Eddie. But there was one point with a song where they brought it down, and just for the perfect amount, 6 to 8 seconds, 10 seconds or whatever, Jack did a little tap on solo, just this totally coolest little tip of the cap to Eddie, and then went right back in to, and now this is how I do it. And then they showed that video, and then I got to wear the Van Halen t-shirt, say, Eddie, rest in peace. I just thought, you know, when a guy like that of that magnitude passes, that a show that legendary, to give him his due, it was so humbling to be a part of that. So, yeah. Crazy, 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 crazy.